All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Tyler at the Cigar Experience Review. We're smoking the Mil Diaz tonight from Crowned Heads. This is Crowned Heads' newest one, and I'm not gonna be lying here. I'm a little excited, so this is gonna be a good one, and let's get into it. All right, everybody. Well, again, welcome back. This is Mil Diaz. We are going to do a straight cut on this guy. Now, the reason why I'm excited, y'all know, it's a good cut there. Just enough, a little shoulder. There's a little bit of a, there we go. Little bit on that shoulder, meaning there's a little bit of curve there. And then again, a flat cut on the top. I get a lot of hay and earth. There's some sweetness to it. It's a little bit, I got that creamy note, but I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little bit, there's not as much flavor on the aroma, I guess. There's not as much in the beginning, but we'll get into it. So I'm excited. I am also wearing Crowned Heads hat, put the ash in Nashville, and later tonight, I'm actually real pumped. We are gonna have Wes, which is one of the local sales reps for Crowned Heads. He's gonna be coming on the podcast later tonight. So I'm gonna smoke this now. I'm gonna do the review on it now, and depending on if I like it or not, I might have another one. Just we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But he's going to be on the podcast tonight. Again, that's the Honest Cigar Experience. Take a look at that. Let us know what you think. Sorry, I knew I was going to sneeze, so I jumped off the screen for a second. I'm back. Let's get this thing lit up, and let's get some flavors, and let's see how it goes. Yeah, so I'm excited to have Wes on. I've got to know Wes a little bit back. I was working at a cigar shop here in Nashville, and he would come in and do events for us, and obviously tell us about the most recent cigar they're making and manufacturing. Crowned Heads is just a really artisanal, man. They do some really great stuff, really creative stuff. But John Huber is the main guy there. There's I'm blanking on his name, Mike. It's John Huber and Mike, and I don't remember his last name. I should know that. I feel bad. Sorry, Mike. So Wes will be on the podcast later tonight, and I'm excited to get into that. So, all right. So from Light Up, tons of smoke. Really creamy, oily. Like you can almost chew it. That's flavor right out the gate. Creamy. Leather, wood. And there's a little bit of something sweet, almost like tons of smoke. Something sweeter. So some tobacco has what's called a tobacco sweetness. It's kind of not like a toasted taste, but it's almost like I've used the word bready or cracker. It's kind of got that when you bite into like a croissant and there's that like, it just feels a little sweet and it's really good and it's tasty and it's not bread. It's just that sweetness on the back end. It's kind of got that element to it. On the retrohale, there is some spice to it. There's some pepper there for sure. Not a pepper bomb, not a spice bomb, but there's some spice for sure. There is some pepper. Medium to full. I was a little bit nervous. It's a little bit lighter than my typical go-to, but I really wanted to try the Mil Diaz for sure. And this is definitely not a light cigar. This is medium full. Tons of smoke. Great smoke output. For that reason alone, like, it already gets high marks for me. I love a smoky cigar. So, all right, we're getting into the first third here, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're into that first third. As you can see, great construction, great burn, even. Ash is holding on well. Great flavor still. I like it. It's really, really good. That leather, that is kind of a woody, and then that bready sweetness. Dang. I feel kind of weird because the first couple reviews, we've had some really, really great cigars. I need to go find some bad ones, I guess. I don't know. But I honestly, okay, so two things a cigar has to have for me. One, if it can have great flavor, awesome. Like, whether it's a cocoa-y or even a grassy cigar, really earthy, minerally, like a real mineral, metally taste to it. All those are great. Nutty, caramely. Those are really great notes. Coffee notes, right? Those are really great notes. If it has great flavor, that's a win. That's a W. But if it has bad construction, it almost doesn't matter what the flavors are because you're not going to get them all because bad construction just ruins the flavor. So a cigar that's got this great construction almost is more important to me than great flavor. If it has great construction, but it's, kind of one-dimensional, maybe just has just a nutty note or just some leather note or even just some, toasted, roasted tobacco, that's still great. But if it doesn't have that good construction, it's almost toss out. I don't want to do it. I need to have good construction. So Mil Diaz is doing great on the construction. Ash is holding on solid, and we're getting after it. So I'll check with you at the second third. All right, we are into the second third here. Dang. Tons of smoke still. Tons of flavor. Still getting that creamy, sweet note. Maybe bread, croissant, kind of a bready sweetness. Leather. Still a good amount of spice on the retrohale. It's definitely still there. I mean, it's really good. It's one of those that if I were to do a full retrohale like we talked about before, it would be too much. I mean, it would burn. There's enough spice there, but it's a lot of good flavor. You can see the burn's perfect. I think it's official. I am going to have the second Mil Diaz at the interview tonight with Wes from Crown Heads. And take a look at the podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on that. And that goes live next Monday. And so, yeah, that'll be good. But so here's kind of the thought, the question, the comment that, so last time we talked about, the question was doing something fun, right? So keeping enjoyment in your life. What do you do that is your job, but what do you do that's fun, that's your extracurricular thing? Maybe it's barbecue, maybe it's working on your motorcycle, maybe you own a ranch. All of it. Love to hear. So this is kind of a random question, and so I guess just the like I said, for me, cigars have always been about connecting with people, asking the honest question, how are you and how are you really? So my question to you is what's the best moment you had around cigars, and maybe just a couple buddies having a bonfire and just a really life-giving conversation. Maybe you had a really beautiful moment with your dad, maybe beautiful with your mom. Maybe you were listening to music and something sparked and just had this really powerful moment. So just basic, what's a good moment you've had around a cigar, enjoying a good stick, and you don't need to write a 9-paragraph essay, but I'd love to hear a good couple sentences about, again, a good moment around a cigar. And I'll see you in the final third. Did you see that? Literally the ash just fell off. Ashed all over myself. All right. Some final thoughts. I've taken the band off here, but it is still plenty of smoke, great flavor, long finish, and long finish is you can taste it really long after you've exhaled. I'm still tasting it. I'm still getting the bready leather. I'm getting all those notes still. I mean, the consistency has been great. So consistency is that you get those flavors and they go all the way through. And so it is a good, great, consistent cigar. All those flavors are all the way through. I didn't really, at no point did the flavors just drop off. It's awesome. This is definitely a box-worthy cigar. Gosh, I gotta figure out to get some not perfect, brilliant cigars in here on these reviews, because this is the second one in the last couple weeks that I have done a great cigar. I'd buy a box of these hands down. So John Huber, Mike, I gotta figure out your last name, brother. I'm so sorry. Crown Heads, you guys have killed it again. This is another wonderful, brilliant cigar. The Mil Diaz is, I'm a fan. It's a easy grab cigar. I haven't mentioned it yet. I'm sorry I didn't mention it earlier on. The wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano. The binder is Nicaraguan. And then the filler is Nicaraguan, Costa Rican, and Peruvian. So they've got like 5 different tobaccos going on here, which is just like chemistry, right? Just pouring in a little bit of this and adding some of that. Those flavors are amazing. So Mil Diaz is Espanol for 1,000 days, and according to the write-up on it, it took 1,000 days to come up with it, or not create the idea, but to create the cigar took 1,000 days. So great idea, great marketing on that. Cool cigar, great flavor. All day I'd smoke this cigar. I know that also it got a lot of really positive reviews so like there's all these top 25 lists, right? So like Cigar Aficionado has a top 25 list, and Half Wheel has a cigar list, and I mean you can go down, there's 30 of them, right? And so there's so many of these top 25 lists out there, and Crown Heads was like top 10 in most of them. I mean, it just kept getting really rave review again and again and again. I can totally understand why. Not too heavy, but it is medium to full, and I'm starting to feel it on the end here. That nicotine there's a little bit there, and dang good cigar. So go out to your local shop, ask them if they have crowned heads, get the Mil Diaz for sure. I know that my local shop, actually, like my local city shop, Big Boy Cigar Shop, has the Mil Diaz, obviously. I know that my guys over at Buffalo, Nickel City, jeez, they've got a picture of the buffalo on their logo. That's where the buffalo came from. But Nickel City Cigars has the Mil Diaz as well. And pick up a couple, grab a couple sticks, try them out, and see if I'm right. Like, see if I have enjoyed a cigar, and see if you get the same notes that I did. You know, the thing that I love is I really love getting into it, and I love tasting the notes. But it's so amazing to sit next to somebody and be like, hey, I'm really getting this bready, earth note. I'm really getting this bready leather notes in my cigar. And they might get something totally different than me. And that's totally okay. Palates are different. Flavor notes are different. So I honestly, test it out. Try it out. Take a cigar, grab your journal, write down some of the notes you're getting out of it, write down the flavor notes, and then smoke it 6 weeks later and say, hey, you know what? I don't get the leather this time. I'm getting more bread. I'm getting more brown sugar. I'm getting more, that's the fun part, is trying it out, getting after it. So I'm going to wrap this one up, but crown heads, you don't ever cease to amaze me. Well done. I'm looking forward to the next couple sticks that you guys bring out, and again, interview with Wes at Crown Heads is coming up in just a little while, and that interview will be posted next Monday. So give me a shout. Put some notes in the comments. What do you think? Have you had the Mil Diaz? Is it in your top 10? Is it not in your top 10? Is it the best cigar you've ever had? Is it the worst cigar you've ever had? I love all that. So, and also put in some comments. I love to hear your thoughts. And last week's comments were about what was the fun stuff. What are you doing for fun in your job? This one, what are some of the best moments you've had around a cigar? What's the good, wonderful moment? And hit me up. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.